Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's Listen. This is the show of two attention hogs fighting for the spotlight of your attention. My name is Jaquisha Maquisha La 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 Lagaditika. That's my legal name.
Yeah. And I'm Danilo Fernando Alberto de la Cruz.
Oh my
Milagros, Santa Bárbara del Zulia 10.
Oh my God, that was good.
Yeah.
You went for it. I could see.
I did one for it.
You did your research and it
I
paid off.
channeled all of my ancestors.
I'm going to say...
Years of telenovelas.
If I could snap my fingers right now, I would snap them. But I know you're going to give me the look, so I'm not going to do it.
It's good if you did.
This is silent snapping. Bing, 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 bing. You guys can't see what I'm
What a
doing,
mess.
but
Yeah.
it looks amazing. So should we just jump into this?
Yeah. So we were wondering the other day what makes this mess work, because I feel like it's working. Like
It
even,
is.
Even though it's a bit messy, even though it's raw and unfiltered. Raw sounds horrible, but yeah.
But I like raw because I just ate sushi.
Mm.
Don't go there, bitch. Don't go there. I'm talking about sushi.
That's for another episode. This.
Does anybody want wasabi?
What? So WAP is wasabi. The W in WAP stands for wasabi.
Yes. Duh. Obviously. That song has been stuck in my head.
Yeah. I recently heard a version of like a Latino version of it, but it was more like cleaning about cleaning the house.
No.
It's just the best. Like
It's in Spanish?
It's a mix of Spanish and English, and it has like these cultural references of Latino culture. I'm like, yes, this is what I love. This is the thing. This is the song I'm gonna be listening to.
It's stuck in my head. Laurus was dancing to it the other day.
Wow.
Don't call child services.
I don't know. They'll call themselves once they hear that.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So we've got the evidence that we need. Moving.
So we were just wondering, like, this mess that seems to be working. So what makes this work? Is it because we have been in the choir together for a while, as you heard in episode 1, throwback.
Yes.
Or maybe it's because we are like both, brown and stuff. But or is it
We're both brown and stuff.
and stuff? I don't know. I'm just going with it.
Facial hair?
Yeah. Yeah. Is it because we're both queer, or is it because our personalities intertwined? Look at me, like
wow.
connect in.
He was
one.
rapping earlier, by the way. So
It
you
was
can
the
see.
most horrible thing.
Oh,
Me
God,
trying
I
to
wish
rap.
the mic was on.
I guess 100 episodes. Like I just freestyle rap
Please.
for 2 minutes.
Oh, please. I'll pay you for that one. I will legitimately, I will pay for a meal. I'll give you my Ferda gift.
Oh, okay.
If it's still valid by then. Anyway, keep going.
Keep going. So yeah. So it's maybe it's our personalities that are like connected in a way that our personalities complement. I don't know.
Wouldn't it be nice if we took a personality test or something?
How about if we took 4?
Oh my God, we've been busy.
Yeah. Look at this episode. We have research behind it.
I know.
We did stuff.
And it's not just random mess.
No, and we didn't do it like a few minutes before meeting up for recording like on the previous episode.
Yeah, because for the record, this is take 2 of this episode, because as much of a mess as it is, so the vocal tracks are recorded on 2 different lines, 2 separate tracks, and the vocal track of Danilo speaking got deleted, so it's just me giggling and talking to myself. So.
Pretty much. So it's basically Jimmy's favorite episode.
I mean, I'm ready to set it out. Let's put it out next.
Take 1, just Jimmy giggling.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if we did just release it and didn't tell people about it? Or we just put it out there and be like, the golden episode or something.
Golden episode. And that's probably not golden. But yeah. So we did 4 personality tests that we're gonna talk about, and we're gonna kind of rate them. We're definitely gonna rate them in our own special rating system of judgment.
Yes.
It's the mess system, which is you want to be on the extremes. You want to be either a cold mess or a hot mess.
Yeah.
Those are good or bad depending on where you look at it.
Yeah.
But you'd never on this rating system want to be in the middle. You never want to be a lukewarm mess.
Oh, God. I mean, there's iced coffee, there's hot coffee, and then there's warm coffee.
Stale.
Oh, no.
Stale ass coffee
No.
that doesn't do anything for anybody.
Go home, coffee.
Yeah.
I literally this morning spit out some coffee because it was lukewarm.
Yeah.
I'm also a drama queen, but anyway.
Wow.
Let's see if the test confirms this.
That it probably will.
So, would you like to begin?
Sure. We started first with the most, I'm going to say empiric, maybe not scientific. I don't know. Some people believe in that. I personally just look at it for fun. Like I don't think it says that much, but you know, I have been programmed, or like I grew up to believe that, you know, if people say that this thing works, maybe it's because it works. Like in Spanish, like if you translate it into Spanish, it's a bit weird. It's like, if they say they fly, it's because they fly. So it's like, it's just the whole thing about like, look, growing up in a Catholic country, but still like looking out for superstitions and stuff like that. So like, I don't know, but I'm just gonna hedge my bets. So I don't really believe in astrology. Like I do I read the horoscopes if they're there.
Yes.
But as I said before, I look for the date first, because you don't want to read something that's outdated. If
it's outdated, then you're gonna end up with a big mess on your hand.
That's not the future.
And not a warm or a cold. I mean, not a hot mess.
Lukewarm.
Or it's gonna be lukewarm.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
So we just went to some website online. We're just gonna put it in the socials when this episode comes out.
The description.
Yeah, in the description or something, so you can maybe follow along and maybe see if
I love
if your personalities also match.
But you know what's so funny? My best friend just took this test because her job told her to do it, so that way she could get to know herself as an employee, which is interesting because there's another one that we took, which is about employers doing it. Anyway,
so she could also, you know, get to know herself and why she listens to this show, other than because she's your best friend.
Yeah. Come on with it.
Yeah.
Let's bring in some astrology first before we get to the hardcore stuff.
Yeah. So according to that one, I'm a Libra. I mean, I was born in October. I by the time this episode was recorded, I already had a birthday. Oh, yeah. So I'm 34 years old. I'm one year away from being officially a middle-aged man.
In your mind, though, you're past that.
Way past that. Like, I am excited about home appliances.
Oh my God. What do you want to do this weekend? Let's go to Bauhaus.
Yeah, or IKEA. Just drop me in IKEA. I won't buy anything.
Listen, I was younger and I loved going to IKEA. For my sister's birthday, we went to IKEA, which was an hour away.
But maybe next year, when I turn 35, I will start reading the Morgunbladet here in Iceland, and just start agreeing with some of the opinion pieces.
That's gonna be the point when your life takes a big turn.
Yeah,
that's gonna be possibly when this podcast finishes.
Yeah,
no, just kidding.
Gardabyte is probably gonna be calling out to me like, "What's that?" Like in Frozen 2, I'll be like, I'll hear the. What is that? It's Gardabyte calling me out.
It's Gardabyte. Oh, for the people that don't know Karatabai, just come visit and we'll take you on a tour.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to that, let's not sidetrack. It's I'm a Sun Libra. Why did I say Libra?
I don't know.
But I'm a Sun Libra. Moon sign Virgo, and I'm an ascendant Gemini. Which, from what we were reading, I don't know anything about this. Like, apparently, the ascendant means that it's how you present yourself as a sign, even though you are the other. Like, even though you are the other sign.
Isn't it something to do with when you were born or something?
Yeah, it's something like that.
It was like when you were born, that sign was. Yeah. I don't. Okay, never mind.
But if you know more of this,
Google it.
If you know more about this, put it up in the comments everywhere. If you're listening on YouTube, or if you're listening on SoundCloud, or you can just send us a Gmail.
Yeah, send us a Gmail.
or tell us, like, this is what this means, and we'll be like, oh, maybe we could just make a
mental note,
or an addendum in a later episode.
Yes.
Oh, look at me using nice words.
Look at you. You're an educated man.
Yeah. I grabbed the dictionary the other day.
I don't even want to know why.
Yeah. So apparently, what it says here, Libra natives are generally thought to be sociable, somewhat intellectual souls. They have an almost innocent way about them.
Okay, well.
That makes them very approachable. Generally quite eager to cooperate, Librans spend a lot of their time trying not to rock the boat. But it gets contradictory, because the next paragraph says, in theory, Libras are peace-loving, and in practice, they can quietly stir up all sorts of troubles with their ways.
Here we go, because I was like, not that rock the boat. What are you talking about? Because you just threw a bomb at me today, and I was like, what? We're not going to get into that bomb. Oh my God, the ice cream, man. I'm sorry. I want ice cream so bad. Anyway, okay, that makes more sense. The contradictory part, because you are a little bit contradictory as an individual in some ways.
I like to, what people might describe as throw the rock and hide the hand, for the most part.
I've never heard that before, but I like that.
Yeah.
And you turn around and be like, who threw that rock?
Yeah.
I don't know. My hands are behind my back. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. So, and when you go then to the explanation, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, because this podcast is not gonna go on for
an
forever.
Hour and a half.
It's not gonna go for an hour and a half. But when you talk about the moon thing, the moon sign, I am in Virgo, which the explanation for that is somewhere about here on this paper that I am looking.
Oh, and he's looking.
Yes, part of the mess is me looking and stalking. Yeah, here it is. Found it. So, and it goes like, lunar Virgos find security in the little things in life. They feel most content when they've straightened out all the details of everyday life. Many of them enjoy running errands, paying bills, and balancing the books. They take care of these things happily, although some won't let on. In fact, many lunar Virgos are quite practiced at nagging and complaining, as long as they are appreciated. However, these people will help you take care of your life too.
That's hilarious.
So I'll nag you and complain about
that. Is hilarious, because I was like, I wasn't listening for 1 second until I heard that part, and then I was like, that is you, because you will nag a bitch to death and then be like, but do you appreciate it? Then that's fine. And then be like, I can help you, I guess.
And I nag because I care.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could make our moms take this test?
Oh, yes.
No, we should do that. Anyway, keep going.
And, when it goes about the ascendant stuff, like, my ascendant is in Gemini, So those born with Gemini rising see the world as a place to learn. They are curious about the people around them. And then it goes, sounds similar to Sagittarius rising? I don't even know what Sagittarius rising is, but I don't know. And then they go, well, it is. So it's like, as if I know what this person is talking about.
Obviously.
But there are some important differences, of course. One is in Gemini and the one is in Sagittarius. But, you know. Well, Sagittarius seeks to expand their mental and physical horizons in a broad sense. Gemini is mostly interested in moving about in their social circles, which maybe works because, you know, I tend to be in several social circles at a time.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. When I think about you, yeah. Because I remember, like, when you were in the choir, I was like, he's in the choir. And then all of a sudden somebody was like, do you know Danilo? And I'm like, yeah. And then somebody else, I saw you hanging out with somebody else too. And I'm like, listen, can't you stick with one person? No, just kidding. Over the years, I've gotten like, I zone in my circle a little bit more. So
I think because me being from Latin America, me being Venezuelan is also like when I would celebrate birthdays back when it was allowed to.
Once upon a time.
I would have in my house back home in Venezuela people from like the people I went to school with, the people I went to, people I met on social media. I had like a bunch of social circles, and I would invite them all to my house, and it was like, okay, you mingle, interact. Like I did that when I turned 32. Yes, 32 or something. Yeah. That I invited a bunch of people from all of my social circles here. Like I invited people from the choir. I invited people from that was in my previous job that I liked. I invited people from my current job that I knew could make it. I liked them all, but I knew they could make it. I invited a bunch of other people. A bunch of social circles.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, now you mingle. Everybody was in their specific corners of the house, and nobody moved.
It's not until in Iceland, the alcohol kicks in.
Have you been
Listen, that kombucha, I don't know what percentage it is. You never know. Anyway, but yeah.
So what about you?
So I am a Pisces.
Yeah.
And I don't have all of the sun in the blah, 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 blah things. But there was a short description thing that I wanted to mention, which was, I have the sun and the moon, but it says, he is compassionate and sentimental. I forgot that when you fill this out, it asked you if it was a he or she. Because I was like, how does it know I'm a he? Anyway, he is compassionate and sentimental. And don't make that sound to me. He likes isolated occupations. That's not true at all. Administration, archives, history, spirit of self-sacrifice. Wait, what? I don't remember this being so off. Potential issues, tendency to be led astray, lack of experience or inability to apply experience practically. That could not be true. Lethargy, oversensitivity, and emotionalism. I'm not emotional, and I'm not oversensitive, so shut up. No, but I might be a little bit of that. So it also says I have an open mind, and that I'm tremendously understanding.
Are you though?
I used to be.
Not anymore. No, with that attitude.
If you asked me 5 years ago, I would say yes. The past 5 years have been tough on me.
Is this something to unwrap with the therapist?
Anyway, it says Pisces itself is often misunderstood. They spend a good portion of their lives yearning for understanding another part in a state of divine discontent.
Divine discontent?
What is
Like you just like do you have beef with gods?
I don't know what that's all about. I feel like I'm getting a whole new because and then it says we're pegged as wishy-washy. And so I think those 5 years ago when I was also a certain way, I was also a little bit more wishy-washy because I wasn't so I would daydream a lot, and then I had a more difficult time giving direct answers like yes or no. But then it says that we're tuned into a higher purpose and that their dreams transcend the individual. We have a deep love for humanity and compassion that knows no bounds and is found with displacement of the sun. So there you go. The moon part was telling me similar things. It was saying like it told me I have a strong need for partnership. And again, I think that would go back to the days when I was like I couldn't stand on my own as much.
Yeah.
So I would say like, okay, that is partly true.
So do you feel having a partner like defines you? Do you need that?
I don't think it defines me, but I do think that there was a long period of my life where I did want somebody. Like I was always dreaming of finding the boy in the cafe. I was like, I'm gonna find my boy in the cafe shop or blah blah blah. I didn't. For the record, I met him at Kiki. But
That's that Kiki is for the ones that do not live in Iceland. It's the only gay bar.
The only official gay bar.
The only official gay bar.
I wonder if Curious is still a thing.
I don't think so. Maybe I don't know.
Not get sad.
The Corona times I probably have wiped that out.
Oh, Corona! You're just ruining this year for me. Oh, but one thing that it did say that was really good that I liked. It said, I'm gonna say it says enjoy socializing, which is true. Quite charming. Well, okay.
Okay.
And it says attractive to be around. Flirtatiousness. I remember being younger and being like, I'm a flirt. And I was like, but I like it. Like that little like flirting with somebody. It's like fun, right?
Yeah.
So, and then it says popular, good judgment, and intelligent and reasonable.
Reasonable.
I decided I was going to stop at all of those and leave it there.
Yeah.
And be like, wow, this is a good test after all.
So, I would think astrology overall is a bit of a cold, man. I mean,
yeah,
it has some points to it. Like it's appropriate in some places. Like it's if it's like like cold, like iced coffee. Like you don't want it when it's cold out, exactly. But it makes a good point when it's hot out. This is a horrible analogy.
I get where you're going for, but it was very messy.
Yeah,
I would say your delivery of the analogy was lukewarm, but the idea was a cold mess.
It's so great. I don't know, like it makes some points, but I agree. I don't define myself completely on those things, but I'd be like, maybe.
And I also think the one thing that is kind of weird is because if they tell you that you're emotional and say like for example, say like you're emotional and then that you are clingy or something, but then it says like the sun and rising or whichever one it's called. But what's it called? Ascending one or whatever. And then it's like the opposite of you. So isn't that kind of covering all the bases?
Yeah,
so that way you're
pretty much. And it's also like if it tells you, like going back to the same example, like if it tells you that you are emotional, aren't we all emotional? I mean, if we experience emotions, aren't we all emotional?
You can very much say that because if somebody's not outwardly emotional, maybe inside they're emotional.
Yeah, and it's a thing. It's a thing that maybe it's a cultural thing. Like, for example, I'm just gonna use my Latino things again because that's all I am. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just gonna use that again. Like, compared to other Latino people, I am very, quiet and mellowed out. Mm-hmm. Here in this country, I am like the most dramatic person in this on the face of the earth. but it's just like, no, I have emotions, and I'm gonna feel them, and I know when to lose my cool, and I know when not to lose it. Like, and if I give myself the green light to lose my cool, I am losing that cool completely.
I mean, listen, I don't want you to lose your cool at me, but I do want to see it one day.
That the Kraken is gonna be released, and all of the things like La Llorona and La Sayona and all of those like horror stories of Latin American culture are gonna just jump at people.
We should do an episode on like supernatural stuff. Yes. Ooh, I'm gonna write that down. You're gonna hear a click real quick because I'm gonna write it down. Supernatural.
See, this is how we do stuff in here. So let's just go over to the next test.
Is that the color one?
It's the color one.
Okay,
you're right. Oh my God, you're like.
See.
Oh, sorry about that, but like.
Oh, you snapped.
I snapped.
That.
It's just you're doing so well that I'm at a loss for words. I usually have to carry this podcast, and you're like on track.
I have to say that I'm feeling quite amazing, and I wish you could see the smirk just dripping all over my face.
I mean, and that was a bit of boat rocking.
That was complete boat rocking there, you little shit stirrer.
Pot steering. Yeah. Oh, this havre great. These oats are very thick.
This is Corona great now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the test number 2 was a color personality test, which it consisted basically in organizing colors first, from the ones you like the most to the ones you like the least, and then from the ones you like the least to the ones you like the most. So you had the same color arrangements, and you would just pick, and at the end it will tell you things.
Yeah.
So what I got from it, it also gives you like some sort of a profile, and it tells you like the qualities that are the most most true for you.
Yeah.
So I got first. It gives you first like a extrovert or introvert percentage. So it says here that I'm 46% extrovert and 45% introvert, which right off the bat I am going to frown upon a little bit. I'm just going to be like, are you sure you have those numbers right? Then the qualities that characterize your personality says your creativity, your dynamism, your imagination, and your insights. So, I mean, I guess, like, creativity, doing a podcast, I majored in graphic design. I have been
doing the music.
Yeah, I've been doing stand-up comedy. Like,
Oh my God, you did do stand-up.
Once, when we were allowed to go to bars.
Oh God.
That's why I'm doing the podcast.
I know.
Your dynamism, and it says like you're determined in your actions and know how to communicate your ideas. I mean, I guess, but sometimes it's mostly me going like, but this and this thing and this other thing.
The perfectionism in you and
your imagination.
Imagine that.
Yeah. And your insights, you're thoughtful and deep, you think before getting into action, and you know how to communicate your knowledge. I don't know, like, it's hard, it's right off the bat for me, it's hard to say, but I even feel like astrology, that's only connected with the ways the stars were aligned. when you emerged into this world, it might be a bit more accurate than this.
I agree, because you were going over your results and mine were like the same thing. Which I do think that we do have a lot of similarities, but mine was 45% extrovert and then 55% introvert. And then it says, you're intellectual and intelligent, and you wonder and you inquire before taking any action. You're also able to listen to others, and you show a good emotional intelligence. You know how to bring your support to others. You are creative. You always have new ideas, and your inspiration comes from the inside. And then you know that part where it says your qualities that characterize your personality?
Yeah.
And then it gives you the number. So it's like my intellectual performance is 128. My imagination is 119. And then insight 115. Emotional intelligence 102. But the description of them, they're like all the same.
So it's like copy paste.
It does. It looks like copy and paste. And then the thing that threw me off also was when they say at the very end, it says, finally you are creative, or finally you are creative.
Like finally you are creative.
I know, but it's not even spelled right.
Oh,
It's spelled finally.
Yeah.
Like Finely. And I'm like,
it doesn't make any sense in the context.
That don't make no sense. Well, it's just not.
So you're finally creative.
And then at the top, because should we say, oh, it doesn't even have the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Wait. And look at this other.
Are you dragging this test?
Oh my God, we are about to drag this test because I just realized this is below lukewarm, this test.
Ooh.
Oh my God. It says, so that
this is just, if we went back to the coffee thing, it's just like water straight from the tap and just like coffee on it.
Yes.
Not even instant coffee. Just
just coffee grounds. Yes, exactly. Because it's called testcolor.com. And then when it says at the top, it says test color was tested blah, 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 blah times. Thank you for your confidence, your result, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It says, so there's also a misspelling there. Test, T-E-S-T color, and then test, T-E-S color.
Yeah, I'm just seeing it. Yeah.
Who made this test? And how did we just... I mean, okay, we were just... That's not...
I mean, that's what you get for doing free tests online. Because, let's put it out there. We are not paying for this test.
Does somebody want to sponsor us?
Yeah. So we can do, tests that are...
Should we set up a PayPal account?
So we could do personality tests that don't have typos on them.
Oh my God. I just feel like, okay, let's just throw that one out. Next.
Yeah. So, this is like, the messy version of just like water out straight from the tap and just like
that is
coffee grounds.
That is a nasty mess, because I was like, okay, I agree with this and this and this, and now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh no, that is just a shitty mess. That is shitty caca. Okay, next test.
Yeah, so we're gonna go over to the next one, which is called the DISC personality test, like DISC, and it stands for 4 traits. Like, I think it's something like dominant or inspiring, caring, and I don't know if it's like supportive.
S is for supportive and D is for dominant, because I got D and S.
And I got actually I and C. So we complement there.
I know.
Look at that.
Are you sure it's disc or maybe it's dicks? Just looking at it the way
it depends on what. I don't know. Is this?
Oh, it does say disc model. Okay.
I'm just reading it here. DISC. Is there something?
Maybe it was a typo.
Is there something you want to confess? Is this some Freudian slip?
I'm dominative and I'm supportive. That's all I want to confess.
What? The Kinks episode coming up next.
Let's click.
And so I got inspiring and cautious.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I can.
Well, that makes sense.
So I guess I can charm the masses, but I can also look out for a bitch. Like, I know a bitch when I see one.
You, madame, you, sir, are a bitch.
Yes, and I'm cautious.
Yes, he's watching.
I have you on my radar.
He is watching.
I'm watching all of your tomfoolery and nonsense that you're making me put up with now.
I love that word, tomfoolery. So what else did your test say about you? So I can talk about myself and steal the spotlight.
Some words that describe you are friendly, fun, focused, and methodical.
I thought I did not say that. When you said focused, you said focused.
I have an accent, yes.
Sorry. I know.
Well, how's that again?
Focused.
Focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said focused.
I mean,
It sounds like fuck us.
yeah, it's probably another
Fuck my drag, right?
Freudian slips everywhere. This self-isolation times.
That's oh Lord.
Let's talk about
We
it.
are so pitiful. Iceland just went into a harder lockdown, and that's all we can think about. Anyway,
It says that you are more outgoing than reserved, which probably explains why I'm doing a podcast. You probably like to interact with people while creating quality and excellence. Probably,
yeah. Let's keep that at probably.
You have the ability to be both assertive and friendly when you interact with others.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that.
Yeah.
I consider myself sometimes to be assertive. Like, not all
Yeah,
the time.
like earlier when we were discussing something, you were like, that's interesting. Well, let me say my point of view.
Exactly. I mean, I have the ability. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna use it all the time.
He's not gonna practice it.
Yeah. And that's basically what I got, because the rest of it was just like a huge paragraph of like, buy our stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah,
maybe
exactly. So mine was supportive and dominant. And it says you're probably a little stronger than your dominant traits. No, sorry, it says your supportive traits are probably a little bit stronger than dominant traits. And the words were pretty much the same: helpful, kind, focused, and methodical. It says you are more reserved than outgoing.
Which probably explains some things.
I'm reserved in what way? I mean, okay, because this is also worth mentioning that this is the test that we were talking about that employers often send, like when you're applying, right, and they make you take the test so they can see the kind of person and the traits you are. So it gives you like questions asking you how you would handle a work situation, right?
Funny you should say that.
Ooh, do you have some of the questions?
I have some of the questions here to make an example.
Some of them were just ridiculous.
Look at us being all produced and shit.
Oh my God, I know. That was good. I thought you were going to say us being shady again.
No.
Another test, but keep going.
I mean, might be.
No.
Jury's still out on that one. So there was one of the questions that I wanted to screenshot and, give it here so we can talk about it. Like, when someone offers an opinion or conclusion and I disagree, I am most likely or least likely. So this test compares to like which one are you most likely to do.
Yes.
The same question, you're the least likely to do. Mm-hmm. So that's how it calculates things. So when someone offers an opinion or conclusion and I disagree, I am most likely to A, tell them that I disagree, B, say something humorous, C, ask for information, and D, nod and say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So do you remember which one would you be most likely to do there?
Most likely to do, I think I put like say something funny. But I'm in like the middle, like I'm trying to be more assertive and say that I disagree.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to be that person that is being more forward like that. But I've oftentimes, to make other people comfortable, said something humorous.
I on the other hand will ask for more info. Like I am most likely to ask, if there's maybe like a blind spot that they have that they don't know they have. So when they tell me their rationale for things, I will tell them, see, this is where you're wrong.
Exactly. It's like, let me listen to your mistakes. Okay, now let me cut you.
And then tell you the exact point where you got mistaken.
Such a bitch. No, but see, I wish I was a little bit more like that, because I think that shows like listening. And even though you can cut somebody when they're wrong, I think also people need to hear when they're wrong.
I mean, I also, even though I'm saying this in a funny way, like I don't like just saying straight up, you're wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
it's good to see where people are coming from, and then, if they are mistaken in their ways, then you can go like, see, this is the exact moment of your train when it started derailing. This is the
Exactly.
exact moment when your train started derailing.
So let's go over the timeline, please.
So what went wrong?
Exactly. Well,
And-
that test for me was like, yeah. Sorry, what was it? No. I'm sorry. I completely cut you off because you were gonna give us another question,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I have it right here.
Oh, perfect. You're
On
so
my-
prepared.
I know, right?
Aw.
When I receive a phone call, I am most interested or least interested
This
in
one was so stupid.
talking with the person who called, what they want me to do, why they called me, and how I can help. I would straight up went for like, I am most interested in why you called me. Why didn't you just send an email? Like, why didn't you just send a text? Like, I mean, unless someone's, it's an emergency or someone's dying. But
Yeah, and see, I took this as like at work, and if I'm at the kindergarten and somebody calls, obviously they're not calling my phone because I don't have my phone on me or I don't look at it. So I was thinking about the work phone, and I'm
Yeah.
like, it's all of those things. So I thought this question was so stupid because I'm like, I would pick up the phone and like wonder why they're calling and how I could help them, and I feel like they're all the same similar
Yeah.
answer. So I don't even remember. I think I put like, how could I help them or something like that.
it's kind of weird. Like, even though I got inspiring and cautious, maybe this is the cautious part. Like, I am most interested in know why they called me, and I am least interested in talking with the person that called me.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
would be like, I don't know. Like, my head would be like, why is this not an email? Why is this not on text?
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, nowadays that's
And-
the only thing you can do anyway.
Yeah,
So.
especially on a workplace, if it's on text, then you can have the receipts,
Yes.
and you can also go back to tell the person in what point her
the
train started derailing.
It makes so much sense.
And you go like, per my last email.
I mean, yeah. I feel like I'm learning so
I-
much
I-
about you, and I'm so glad I don't work with you.
I had a job before moving to Iceland where I was in charge of communication.
Oh my.
And most of my time would be spent in redacting emails that would sound professional, but also putting people in their place.
Yeah.
So
You're pretty good at that.
we would jokingly with the per my last email,
Yeah.
or things like, in light of what I just mentioned before.
It's so condescending. It's like, well, bitch, if you would have actually viewed the last email, then this is what you would have discovered.
But I think sometimes in some workplaces, you should have like this free pass of just like, if you had actually bothered to read, and then okay.
But there we go. I didn't even finish what I was gonna. My thing was, it wasn't that, but it was kind of not me, which was weird. But that's the thing I was saying with these questions. It's work related, and so as a worker, I am a little bit different than like my normal self. Like, I'm very like disciplined, and I'm very like, I like to have fun, but I also like make sure stuff is done when it needs to be done, and then like, you don't skip something. And of course everybody has a lazy day, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But because when I say this stuff and I'm imagining one of my coworkers listening, I imagine them being like, don't sit down today then, because you said in your podcast. Those are their receipts.
Yeah.
But it said you probably prefer interacting with people one-on-one or in small groups rather than large crowds. You likely enjoy interacting for a purpose other than just interacting and talk. And you probably like to do these following a known or proven pattern, although you can likely take charge and make changes if needed. And I think that's very important. You have to be that, and our line of work.
Yeah.
With kids, you have to have like a good schedule and a good like good discipline,
Yeah.
and then you can be flexible within that discipline and stuff. So
I mean, with a good schedule, in our line of work, children learn to expect the next thing. So
yes.
that brings out more like, thank you.
Don't you even.
That brings out more like they feel more safe because they know what's coming, and it's not like, okay, now we're gonna do this, now we're gonna do that, and then from at some point you can probably like mix it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. So
I give
how do you rate this?
I mean, if I'm
Wait.
thinking about it as a work-related quiz,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a cold mess as well.
Cold mess.
Yeah, I don't think it's so lukewarm because I think there are a lot of things that, I mean, I think some of the questions are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I understand when you put yourself in that perspective that it's about maybe like a corporation, talking about customer service, something like that, then I could see that. But they definitely are not.
I'm gonna give it like an iced coffee also, but with the ice in it all already melted.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like iced coffee. It's like that taste of like iced coffee that had the ice in it
it's
melted.
a watered down cold coffee.
But it might still hit those.
Yeah, it can hit the spot. Like you're like, okay, it's not that great, but I am gonna finish this.
Yeah.
You know.
Or like I've had it, for a while here, so I don't want to throw it away. I don't want to throw it away.
Well, let's then let that cold iced coffee be, and let's move on to the next great thing.
Look at you.
I know.
Leading this podcast into the next section.
I'm really evolving, you guys. I have to say.
Look at such a radio star.
I mean, if you guys could see me, I feel like it's so much better because I'm very animated. Although some people would be like, they would probably get tired of just watching me. Because when you say something and I think it's funny or it's exciting and I agree, I like kick my feet under the table like a little kid. And I'm like, what's the matter with me?
So, good. Let's go into the next one.
Good. You see how he did? It was like, okay, that's enough. Shut up. Let's
enough
go.
out of you. So this one was on a website called 16 Personalities,
which is very popular. This is the one that my friend just sent me.
I took it before, and it's interesting to see how I have changed. I'm still the same person. Yeah. but some of the things have changed there. Like I took this specific test about 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. So, in these past 4 years that have been like a bit of a bad mistress to me.
Oh man.
But they've been okay. They've been okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna put it. But yeah, in this past 4 years, it's interesting to know that I got the same
title.
Mm-hmm. But the traits that encompass this title have changed in their composition.
Okay, that's cool. That's see, that's the other thing why I immediately you say that and I'm like, that makes more sense and that makes me believe this test already more.
Yeah. So this one is based on the Myers-Briggs test. I hope I'm saying it right. And if you again know about this test, leave us a comment. Tell us exactly in what point our train wreck that is this podcast derailed. We're open for that too.
Yes, we very are.
Yeah. So we're just putting it here. So you tell us like on this point of your podcast, this train wreck started derailing.
It'll be like 30 minutes in, the whole train wrecked, and I just had to back out. I'm sorry.
So what I got was ENTJ. Which is categorized in the website as the commander. So I am 78% extroverted, 63% intuitive, 53% thinking, and 57% judging. The funny thing is 4 years ago. Oh wait, I'm missing one. And identity, I'm 36% assertive. And the funny thing is that 4 years ago, in this part, when it got to the judging part, I was 80% judging. See, now I'm down to 57.
Wow, you have evolved. Look at you. I don't believe it. I think you're probably higher.
I will still judge you, but I won't judge you as hard. What did you get?
Okay, so I am ENFP-T, which is the campaigner.
Yeah.
And it says like my role is diplomat, and strategy, I'm a social. It says strategy is social engagement.
Oh.
So
I got the same one.
Social engagement?
Social engagement.
Well, I mean, this is what we're doing right now. We're social engaging people.
Yeah. But I'm an analyst.
And I'm the diplomat, which has no place here right now.
Which is pretty much in line, because as an analyst, I will be cautious of you being a bitch. I will judge you because of being a bitch.
I'm sorry, diplomat does not mean being a bitch.
No, I don't say you specifically, but if you ever get to that part, you will be on that spotlight.
I mean, I have been a bitch in this podcast, so I'm not going to deny that. But it's so... My traits were 58% extrovert. Are you saying introvert as well? Your percentages? Did you say that before?
I said extrovert.
Okay.
Because it's the most.
Okay. So, and then for energy, it says intuitive. Yeah.
Same here.
Sorry, I was reading because it says above it says mind and energy. Anyway, Tolkien. 70% intuitive, and then I am 85% feeling. 71% prospecting.
Yeah.
Oh, that means you're more of a judgy person than me.
I mean,
surprise. And then 56% turbulent.
I am not even gonna act. I'm surprised there.
Okay. Do you want to give some
this
details into as what the camp? No, you're not campaigner. You are.
No, I'm a commander.
Commander. Yeah.
I don't know. I think this would make it for a longer thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But it had some questions that I also wanted to discuss here, and these ones were like really, really good to talk about. So I'm just gonna look up for them up a bit. I'm just gonna look them up. I can't talk and look at things at the same time. What? Yeah. So the first one is this. Because these questions were all in the agree or disagree kind of level. That you either were like super in agreement or strongly disagreeing, or you could have like neutral in the middle. Yeah. So it's it's like either hot mess, cold mess, or lukewarm.
Exactly.
See, everything just coming up.
Here we are.
Yeah. This is the best.
Kids, we are really trying to be
took six
upping
episodes.
our game for you.
Yeah, so the first question was, you usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive?
Oh, what did I put on this one? So I think I might have agreed with that. Not strongly agreed, because before I wouldn't have maybe, but I think the older I get, I'm more petty. I mean, I'm like, I want you to feel what I feel. Yeah. What you did to me, feel it.
I think for me it goes depending on the situation. Like if it's a small thing, either at work or a mishap with a person you care or a friend or something, then I will forgive and just forget it. I will just be mad for about 30 minutes and then just forget the whole thing. But some other times, it's not so much about the revenge. It's about if I ever hear that a person that has wronged me is not, it's a bit on the struggle bus, I'll be like,
You will be glowing.
I will feel a breeze. And the weather suddenly got a little bit better tonight. There northern lights. Oh my god.
Oh my god, how beautiful.
Yeah.
Today is a beautiful day.
Exactly.
I love that too, because my thing is about, I consider like justice. Maybe you wouldn't call me a vigilante, I don't know. But my thing is, I'm like, I want justice. And because I always was kind of grown up on the idea like you do as to others as you want done to you or whatever. And so I remember, although I am a bit of an asshole in the terms of scaring people, but I completely, if somebody wants to try and scare me, go for it, because I fucking deserve it.
No, I would just sometimes be on the, like, I'm just gonna cut ties with this person. And if I hear that, their train is derailing, or if they're on the struggle bus, then I'll be like, funny. See, this wouldn't have happened if you had just listened to me, or if you hadn't done that thing to me. Or,
Yeah. I think the thing is, in my mind, I'm living a whole different world.
Oh, yeah.
Reality is I don't usually do anything, but in my mind, people are hating me because I'm getting my revenge all the time.
All right. The next question is a little bit lighter. So,
Okay.
Now that we've shown our petty sides,
let's delete this part out.
We're gonna go for a bit more of the creative thing, and I think we could probably also be in agreement here. It says, you often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or the message of a song or a movie. Yes.
120, 50,000%. Every single movie, I'm thinking about everything in the songs. I actually, because I was thinking about Fast Love, this song from George Michael.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what could that have meant for him? What does that mean for other people when they hear the song?
That's a great song.
It is. And I love the Adele cover, like the memorial thing that she did for him. And I think about that in like movies too. Yeah. And I think about like the different perspectives that you can see it from, and all of that. Like I love the word, Icelandic word, paila.
Ponder.
Ponder. You are an intelligent bitch. Okay.
I know, right? I'm not just cute.
I'll take that. That is a good word. Okay, yeah. So I'm definitely in that boat.
Side note a bit over here. Fast Love, like the song, when I saw the video for that song on MTV back when they would play music, I sound like a middle-aged person already.
Well,
but back then, when I saw the video of Fast Love, it awoke some things in me.
You were like, what is this feeling inside?
Yeah.
What is this tingling?
Yeah. That was one of the. We could just talk about another episode, like those moments or points in media where things got awoken.
Gay awakenings or queer awakenings. We'll say queer awakening.
Yeah. We already mentioned Gambit. Like Gambit back in another episode. It was like, he's a bisexual icon.
I want him to have a spin-off.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, last question. Now we're gonna get a bit deep, and it's gonna probably this is want to be the last question.
Yes.
Yeah. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed of you or in you.
Yeah. I remember. I think I put like, agree, not the strongest amount of agreeing, because I'm trying to get away from that in my life, because I was heavily caught up on that. Yeah. And I think that's part of the reason why, like, there's that sort of, like, they say, like, the party side or whatever, and popular, blah, 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 is because I always wanted to please other people. But the other side of it is that I was just also waiting for them to, like, not be my friend.
Yeah.
Like, to just be like, yeah, like he's last year's news or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I wanted to have as many friends as I could before I came out because I was for sure when I came out that I would lose all my friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm,
Something like that.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that was exactly what happened to me, but I went totally on the agree side of there. Like I strongly agree. Because personally, I sometimes, maybe all the time, actually, I have it very hard to take compliments. Like if someone compliments me or whatever, uh, I I I usually listen to it, but then let it go on the exact because I'm like I don't know what to do with this. So
Yeah.
and I've grown like a bit wary of it of compliments. Like I want to do my job or not my job. It's not necessarily professional, but like my job or whatever that I want to do, I want to do it right on basically my standards or something. And if someone says you're doing a great job, I'll be like, yeah, whatever, like,
Yeah.
but I know that's bad because you have to learn how to take compliments.
Yes, you do.
But
yes, you do.
and also you also have to learn how to not get them to your head.
Don't let them go to your head. Because I think that's the fine line that I always. That's one thing, like with compliments, that I'll definitely agree with is that I like it was also it's always nice to hear something positive like that, but it is kind of like I always kind of thought like it was false, like people were just saying it to like not make me feel bad about something.
I for the most part feel like they're just saying it to be nice, like to start a conversation on that topic and just be nice. But also on the other end, and I was just thinking about something. I got it back. Yes. The train of thought didn't leave. I caught it. Like when I know somebody thinks highly of me, or has a good opinion of me, I am always trying to constantly know at what point specifically did this person start to think this way, because and also thinking that or knowing that I can't control that moment, and that on the next moment this specific person could just change their opinion about me. It's something that I'm always overthinking.
Yeah, I mean that is we should actually have a whole topic on that, because that for me also pulls into identity, right? Because for me at least, I felt torn into many different worlds. So I was like when I think about doing this podcast, I felt a little bit nervous because I knew that it's out there and anybody can listen to it. And so the people that saw me for being a young kid, like, you know, I'm cussing and talking about whatever we talk about now. And I get that knot in my stomach.
I was very nervous when we launched the first episode, but now that it's out there, I'm just gonna be like, I mean, it is what it is.
I've forgotten what we've talked about, so I'm kind of like, yeah, go ahead and listen to all of them. And but that's the other thing, is you have to learn to just let go, and with compliments, take them, but don't become cocky, because that's not attractive. Yeah. You can be confident, but don't be cocky.
Don't be cocky. Yeah.
Yes.
That is very important. Very, very important.
Should we end on that note? So it's like flawless.
Actually, let's end on that note. So people go home, and after they're done with their laundry, think about the difference between being cocky and being confident. Yes. Tell us in the comments.
And take compliments, people. Love yourself.
Sure. I don't know. Okay. I can't take them, but I'll take them.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's end on that note.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Great. So this was like the 6th episode. Take 2.
Take 2, bitches.
Of this messy podcast called Listen. Tell us what you want us to talk about next, and you know, on the socials and all of that.
By the way, I'm gonna give that one a hot mess, that personality test.
Actually, yeah. mess.
That was
The
more
mess.
horrible. Okay.
This was a
You
hot
give your
mess.
rating and then we'll end it.
Yeah, this was a hot mess for me.
It was a hot mess,
Because
yeah.
when I read the entire report thing
Yeah.
that it gives, this website gives you an entire
It
report.
is so detailed.
It's a bit
and
detailed.
So
It's kind of
creepily
creepy.
accurate.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, if you know about this, tell us why is it so accurately creepy.
Yeah.
Is it some data mining thing? I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. But yeah.
Until
Right.
next time.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this messy episode of Listen. If you want to share the spotlight with us, feel free to follow us on our socials at lstnpod on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you want us to talk about something, send us a line at lstnpod@gmail.com. Till next time, bye bitch!